Η μεγάλη εισπρακτική επιτυχία των ημερών, η Άννα Καρένινα του Τζο Ράιτ, είχε κάτι το ιδιότυπο. Έκανε το καλύτερο άνοιγμα για μη animated στουντιακή ταινία εκτός multiplex και ανταγωνίστηκε τα openings άλλων φιλμ που βασίστηκαν στη διανομή τους στα multiplex, δίνοντας ένα ενδιαφέρον μάθημα στην τόπια αγορά. Οι μονές αίθουσες ζουν. Και αν το παράνομο download δεν έχει βλάψει έναν τίτλο, ο κόσμος θα πάει και θα χαρεί σινεμά. Όπως αποδεικνύει και ένα δεύτερο φιτσουρέτ της Καρένινα που παίζουμε αποκλειστικά βασισμένο στο νόημα της κίνησης για το φιλμ και τον Ράιτ, που τόλμησε να παντρέψει το θέατρο σαν σύμπαν με το οπερετικό και το μπαλέτο. Ναι, ήταν ένα τέλειο ποδαρικό.
What interests me is rhythm and how rhythm can express emotion, like music. And so when you're working with voice and with movement in terms of rhythm and bringing the two all together, then hopefully that's when something kind of magical happens.
Joe's co-conspirator and collaborator on the choreography is an amazing chap called Sidi Labi Chakwai, who's a resident choreographer at Sadler's Wells, who brings an extraordinary sense of movement to the piece and has worked very successfully with Joe.
Joe saw one of my performances in London and he liked the approach, the physical approach. And I think he felt it resonated with his image of what the movie should be like visually. He wanted to make Anna Karenina kind of like a ballet.
I worked closely with Labi in terms of the choreography, and then the actors were required for a lot of rehearsal.
Working with Labi has been absolutely fascinating because it's not a world I know anything about. It's not how I express myself artistically. It is movement. I mean, yes, there are set pieces, there are the dance pieces, so they've all been Labified. And then there are these movement pieces, so the first sex scene between Anna and Vronsky is a piece of dance, but I don't know that it's what a lot of people would naturally go, oh yes, that's a dance. It's a choreographed movement piece.
It's been really fascinating to work on, and it will be like nothing else I'll ever do again or have done previously.
That's exciting. I mean, that's what I like about the work is that it's also something in which you're in a constant dialogue with everyone.
The ball was always one of the great challenges for me because it's pure cinema. The physicality tells the story, there's practically no dialogue at all. And yet it's the sequence that starts the whole thing. And, you know, as with all big challenges, the key to it was preparation.
3 weeks of rehearsals and 3 days of shooting. I think it's about 50, 60 dances picked out for just the ball scenes.
Instead of it being what would be considered a normal waltz and a normal mazurka, again, Labi's sort of taken it to a whole new level, you know. So we got to work with a lot of his dancers who are completely phenomenal and do these incredibly complicated dance routines, which took us weeks and weeks and weeks and were absolutely exhausting, but really beautiful.
It's rare that dancing is filmed well. You need to understand it, you need to see how it moves, and you need sometimes to go further away or come closer in order to enhance the beauty of it. And so in that sense, I think Joe understands dance very, very well.
All movement, how I kind of, you know, drink my cup of tea is choreography, you know, but it's looking at it carefully and specifically. And all the actors I cast were generally actors who had experience in dance in some way or another. Kira's dance is extraordinary.
We did all feel like we were on Strictly Come Dancing at certain points, particularly when we had one spotlight on us, and me and Aaron didn't actually know that was going to happen, so we both just burst out laughing because it was 100% Strictly Come Dancing. But I think, again, because I'm not a dancer, it's not the way I express myself, so it was a completely extraordinary thing suddenly understanding, after finally having got the moves in my head, that he was telling the story through the moves. And then again, you know, how Joe was shooting it, it suddenly became this sort of strange yin and yang thing.
You just notice that everything's flowing in a way that maybe movement doesn't normally flow within a film. And I think it's something that's actually rather wonderful, and particularly it speaks to the story, to this slightly fake world that Anna inhabits.
Γερμανάρα, σωτέρ και φαν της γιόγκα ψάχνει Νότια Ινδία, τη μοντέρνα απαρχή της ως τρέντ και ολιστική wow θεραπεία στα διδάγματα του ταφ Κρισναματσάρια, ο οποίος την ανανέωσε και σε 2 επιζώντες μαθητές και στους οικείους του. Του μιλάνε, του λένε στρως το χαλί σου και χαιρέτησε τον ήλιο, βρίσκει και vintage ταινιάκια του δασκάλου. Αλλά Breath of the Gods, αν είναι το σπορ, δεν το εμφυσάει στη διάνοιά σου των συσπάσεων. Φιξιόν ντοκιμαντέρ του mad.gr μεταξύ ενός συνεντευξιακού οδηπορικού, εγχειριδίου reality wellness, oriental γυμναστικών επιδείξεων πρόμο και ημιιστοριοδηφίας do it yourself, που με τα πόδια στυλωμένα εν κρυπτό στη θέση εξώτικα εντοπίζει με το ζόρι τη μοντέρνα εποχή της και καλά φιλοσοφίας στα λιγοστά χνάρια ενός μύθου, σαν να λέμε παίζει ο Μόγλης στο παιδί λάστιχο. Δεν είναι χάθα ή hot. Οσφιοκαμψία στο γυρισμά των κόρπους 5 ετών, που δεν καθαρίζει όμως και το τσάκρα της αφήγησης, τα λόγια του αέρα σαν μια αυτοίαση καρκίνου, ένας γόης φιδιών που σκάει πιασάρικα άσχετα και ο Έλληνας φακύρης στη μετάφραση που αναγραμμάτισε «δεις τη μαχαμπαράτα». Αν βεβαίως είσαι της κάστας, θα σε φέρει σε κατάσταση νιρβάνας, ψέλνουν μάντρα πλάνα αρχείου 8 mm και οι κομψές δραματοποιήσεις στυλ βοβό σινεμά, με υπόκρουση Προκόφιεφ, Ρίμσκι, Κόρσακοφ, Ραχμάνινοφ. Breath of the Gods εδώ όμως όχι. Ψιλοανάσανα όταν άφησα την άσανα.
Modern yoga, the form practiced daily by millions of people around the world, goes back thousands of years, directly to Lord Shiva, according to Indian tradition. At the same time, however, modern yoga originated in South India in the early 20th century, a creation of Indian savant Tirumalai Krishnamacharya. A story far less known and worth being told.
There was a feeling that those who embrace yoga, particularly in the early days, they may be mentally disturbed or they must have quarreled with their parents or so on and so forth.
In 1934, Krishnamacharya founded his yoga school under the patronage of the Maharaja of Mysore. From here, yoga went on to take the world by storm. The legendary Patabi Joyce, who died during the shooting of the film, studied here in Mysore with Krishnamacharya, and so did the uncompromising B.K.S. Iyengar. They were the men who brought yoga to Europe and to the United States.
Keep the head down afterwards and use the shoulder and the ankle.
On his search for the origins of yoga, director Jan Schmidt-Garre travels through India and talks to Krishnamacharya's children and students.
Right leg put it here, right leg here, heel touching navel. And left leg up.
From Patabi Joyce, he tries to learn the lotus seat. From Iyengar, the king of asanas, the headstand. And he discovers Krishnamacharya's secret life-saving yoga session.
The meaning of yoga is concentration. Concentration to the extent we can go.
Who is that?
Hey! Hey!
Go.
What the? Welcome to Texas, mother.
Did you hit him?
I don't know.
Did you hit him?
I don't know.
Something coming. Back up. Back up! Back up, nigga!
Τεξανός όχλος λιντσάρει ανώμαλο σόι, αλλά γλιτώνει η υιοθεσία μωρουλίνη εγγονή που νεαρή ανίδεη μέγαρο μιανής τους επιζώσας ξαφνικά κληρονομεί. Πάει με παρεάκι, αλλά survivor τρελαμένος στο υπογειάκι σκάει πάλι για να κόψει φρεσκαδούρα παϊδάκι και στους τότε τιμωρούς να εξηγηθεί με το σετάκι αλυσίδα λεπιδίτσα μοτεράκι. Ναι, εδώ Δολοφόνος με το Πριόνι είναι 3D. Το μεταλλό του μες στο μάτι θα σου μπει, για πολλωστή όμως φορά το στουντιακό exploitation τον εν λόγω μύθο τον κονιορτοποιεί, τώρα με δράστη τον Τζον Λούσενχοπ και θύμα ένα τέζα επιστροφής στον βλαχοτόπο του εγκλήματος και νέας γενιάς διαθήκης αφυπνήσεως εφιάλτη και σοκ φρίκουλα χασάπι με ατραξιόν για τους φαν μόνο της σκηνής τόκ εργαλείου και μία άλλη όπου ο Leatherface το ράβει στυλ self-service. Ιδαλλιώς μόνο για βλάχους και μοβόρους. Τα μοντέλα προς σφαγή, το σούξου μούξου εξηγήσεων στο μπαρ, το υπερδιάτριτο κουκούλωμα υπάθωσης και η δίθαν απειλή που συνιστά για τους χωριάτες το μανούλι, ενώ η κρύβε λόγια εκδίκηση σε ρήφη του φινάλε είναι για σκότωμα. Μαγάζωμα από σφαίρες, παρανάλωμα, μούρι πολτός, τσιγκέλωμα, εγκάρσιο σταδιοκόψιμο, τσεκούρωμα, ξεπέτσιασμα, τσουγκράνα στη στομάχα και κοιμάς σε μηχανή εργοστασίου και ο Δολοφόνος με το Πριόνι εδώ 3D, όχι ως ντεζαβού ή κρεατομηχανή.
So do you know anything about this place?
Just the address.
It's caged by frail and fragile bars. Wow. Restless by day and by night, rants and rages.
Look like Granny likes to play a little pool.
What exactly did Granny do for a living?
I have no idea. I just learned about her yesterday.
The beast in me. God help the beast in me.
Στο πλαίσιο του γενικότερου κανιβαλισμού της εκπομπής, ας θυμηθούμε το αριστούργημα που γύρισε ο Τόμπι Χούπερ το 1974. Ναι, είναι το Original Texas Chainsaw Massacre με Lego. Τσιρίξτε άφοβα από τα γέλια. Και δείτε την κανονική ταινία να τη χαρείτε, έστω και χωρίς 3D.
Argo, science fantasy adventure. Moonscape, Mars, desert. They need an exotic location to shoot.
You need a producer. If I'm doing a fake movie, it's going to be a fake hit.
You don't have a better bad idea than this?
This is the best bad idea we have, sir. By far. You have 72 hours to get them out.
They're getting a visitor.
You gotten people out this way before?
No.
They're asking us to trust you with our lives. This is what I do, and I've never left anyone behind.
I know who they are, and they know they're hiding out. It's over, Tony.
If they stay here, they will be taken. Probably not alive.
We're responsible for these people. I'm responsible.
Αρχές 80, ο Σάχης φεύγει, το Ιράν φλέγεται και 6 νοματέοι της πρεσβείας των ΗΠΑ, που έγινε λαμπόγιαλο, τρυπώνουν σε αυτήν του Καναδά. Μόνο εφικτό σχέδιο φυγάδευσής τους. Ένας μυστικός της CIA πάει επί τόπου, θα το παίξουν συνεργείο ταινίας sci-fi και θα πάρουν πτήση αλάργα από τους κακούς μουτζαχεντίν. Επιχείρηση Argo, Μόναχο, Συριάνα Κάρλος και δύναμη Δέλτα και δεν έτυχε, απέτυχε η όπισθεν φακού αποστολή νούμερο 3 του Μπεν Αφλεκ με το πράγματι συνέβη στα 80's άνθρωπο suspense χρονικό, γιάνκικης κατάστρωσης και εκτέλεσης παράτολμου σχεδίου καμουφλάζ, πρακτορικού έμπα έβγας ως ενωματέων με προκάλημα κουλό 7ης τέχνης. Οι φωνιάδες των λαών Αμερικάνοι εδώ είναι. Η αρχική αποτυχημένη ντοκουμέντου υφοποίηση και ένθεση επικαιρών, τα οποία δίνουν στεγνά και από όλες τις πλευρές να είμαστε εντάξει, το εκεί και τότε γεωπολιτικό φόντο πυρός, το ινσάλα μούφα κουρεμάτων βεστιαρίου και σκηνικών περίοδου ενίοτε, οι διάλογοι που ήταν για καταστροφέα εγγράφων και όμως τους μοστράρουν ως ομήρους, η επιόραστο μοιραία χαλαρό διεύθυνση ensemble που αφήνει έτσι απροστάτευτα τα νότα της συχνά σε σημασμένης διανομής και στην απόξω η δικαίωση νταλκά συζυγικού και πατρικού του επιλόγου. Οι ρηπές μπηχτών στο Hollywood σύμπαν και κάπως η κορύφωση αγωνίας τσακωτού ή μη στο τρέξιμο φρουρών αεροδρομίου τις καπουλάρουν. Επιχείρηση Argo όμως για τα multiplex τζαμιά. Καλύτερη η art house για το λάδες.
A grave situation in Iran where American citizens continue to be held as hostages.
My God.
Burn everything! Burn it now! Let's go, let's go, let's go!
They're on.
These people are spies. We will begin the trials and carry out the sentences.
The lives of our people in Iran are at stake.
And cut! That's great.
I remember Nightline was created because of the hostage situation over there, and I remember Ted Koppel saying,
"Finally a sliver of really good news."
6 Americans were smuggled out of Tehran today with the help of the Canadian government.
Thank you for what you're doing.
And that's all we knew. And it wasn't until after the declassification that we found out the truth.
If it wasn't based on a true story, you could never make the movie. But the fact that it is true is what makes it really interesting.
Buddy man, what are we watching? When you're desperate, you'll throw out as many ideas as you possibly can.
They're a Canadian film crew on a location scout for a science fiction movie.
Just gonna wake up tomorrow morning and be in the movie business?
I fly into Tehran. We all fly out together as a film crew. Done. I got a hold of the script and just fell in love with it. The story is spectacular. It's funny and scary and really moving. You have to know your resume back to front. What's your middle name? What's your middle name? Leon? Shoot him. He's an American spy.
You really believe your little story is going to make a difference when there's a gun to our heads?
I think my little story is the only thing between you and a gun to your head.
There was a line of Mark Twain's that I love. He says, the difference between fact and fiction is that fiction has to be believable.
I think the fact that we were able to get such great actors has to do with material. I need you to help me make a fake movie.
You want to act like a big shot?
Yeah.
Without actually doing anything?
No.
You'll fit right in.
John is somebody who you respect, take seriously, can also be funny, and who also has a tremendous gift for subtlety and nuance.
You can't build cover stories around a movie that doesn't exist. You need a producer.
with credits. Who you can trust with classified information. Who'll produce a fake movie for free.
You want to set up a movie in a week. You want to lie to Hollywood, a town where everybody lies for a living. Then you're going to sneak 007 over here into a country that wants CIA blood on their breakfast cereal, and you're going to walk the Brady Bunch out of the most watched city in the world. That's right. Right.
Alan Arkin was the first choice from the beginning. He's so funny, he's always real, and he's able to pull off some outrageous lines with complete realism.
Argo, science fantasy adventure.
Can we get the option?
Why do we need the option? You're worried about the Ayatollah? Try the WGA.
I wanted to work with Ben Affleck because his films are terrific.
He's a really, really good, careful, meticulous director.
He likes puzzles and how they fit and how they work. He's well suited for this.
He's going to be one of the best directors around. I think he's already one of the best directors around.
Hi, my name's Kevin Harkins, and I'm going to get you home.
It's tense and dramatic and compelling and historic and important.
You're asking us to trust you with our lives, Mr.
Harkins.
That's your real name.
No.
In a deeper level, what the movie's about, to me, is storytelling. He used storytelling for Khomeini to spin this political narrative.
Actions of Iran have shocked the civilized world.
They use storytelling to get the six out of Tehran.
Tell me who you are.
Sean Bassett, associate producer.
Marianne Boyd, screenwriter.
Robert Baker, director.
All right, let's go make a movie.
Being able to tell your story is an extremely powerful thing.
What was the purpose of your visit? We are looking for locations for a film.
What's really great about Argo is that although it's steeped in espionage and bureaucracy at the highest level,
I'm not going to leave him at the airport. Call the White House. Do your job.
Truly, when you get down to it, it's about the human experience and what lengths others will go to save the lives of others.
A hero, to me, is less about the S on your chest as it is about normal people facing fear.
My name is Tony Mendez. I have a wife and a 10-year-old son.
It takes a real toll on them. They're not magical beings. They're regular people.
This is what I do. I get people out. And I've never left anyone behind.
Ένα από τα πράγματα που αγαπάμε στο freecinema.gr είναι τα fan videos. Όσο πιο κουλαμάρα, τόσο πιο πολλές ελπίδες έχει να αποσταριστεί στο site. Επειδή ήθελα να μπούμε στο 2013 με κέφι, είπα να σταθούμε σε δύο παραδείγματα ομάδων που τα σπάνε στο YouTube και δεν δείχνουν κανένα έλεος απέναντι στο big budget στουντιακό προϊόν του Hollywood. Οι Screen Junkies είναι υπεύθυνοι για τα ονομαστά honest trailers. Το project κάνει πράξη αυτό ακριβώς το πράγμα. Σου μιλάει όσο πιο τίμια γίνεται για την ταινία, με έναν τρόπο που ποτέ δεν θα δεις να την διαφημίζουν στα κινηματογραφικά trailers. Στην official σελίδα των Screen Junkies, ένα honest trailer μπορεί να ξεπερνά και τα 3 εκατομμύρια views, οπότε μάλλον το λες επιτυχημένο. Από όλη τη συλλογή τους διάλεξα να δούμε 3 από τα πιο πρόσφατα για το Prometheus, το Inception και εκείνη την ταινία που περπατάνε και περπατάνε και περπατάνε για να βρουν ένα κάποιο precious δαχτυλίδι.
From the director of all those Russell Crowe movies you never saw and the writer of Lost, unsatisfying final episode, comes a sort of prequel that doesn't use the best parts of the Alien franchise. Prometheus, a film whose first 30 minutes are mostly landscape shots, where 2 scientists are on a quest to find extraterrestrial life based on really flimsy evidence. A $1 trillion mission manned by the worst crew in space. A lazy captain who leaves his crew to die. A stoner geologist with state-of-the-art computer maps, radio communication, mapping balls, and GPS.
We are at 7401477. Why?
Who still gets lost. An inconsistent biologist who is scared of a 2,000-year-old dead body.
No, ship's good.
But falls in love with a clearly dangerous alien snake.
Hey, baby.
And an idiot woman who can only run in straight lines. A film with so much CGI, the visual effects department forgot to change anyone's heart rate. One man will achieve his lifelong dream of finding aliens, but somehow feels like a failure after only investigating for 6 hours. And one woman will give forced exposition.
I can't create life.
And will create life.
You're pregnant.
And get her uterus cut open, which will hurt a lot when standing, but not jumping, falling, or rappelling. A film so forced. It attempts to connect to the Alien franchise by having someone drink a drop of black goo before impregnating the main character with a squid baby, which impregnates an engineer, which creates an alien that only kind of looks like the aliens in the real movies, even though they already showed a picture of the queen alien on a wall. An epic quest that has no answers or payoff to anything, like the green goo, the giant head statue, the disregard of evolution, this green crystal, the engineer's hatred of humans, the black goo creating an eye worm, the black goo creating a zombie, the black goo dissolving an engineer, the reason why people in the holograms are running into a room full of black goo, David murdering someone for no reason, the engineers leaving ancient humans maps to their weapons facilities, and why it matters he was Vickers' dad.
Father.
Starring Noomi Rapeface, Data, Dr. Manhattan, Black Oil from the X-Files, Charlie the Ron, Benjamin Button, and Super Vagina, Prometheus. God, please just stay away from Blade Runner.
From the director of 2 good Batman movies comes a film that will obliterate your eardrums with deafening horde noises. When Dream Thief Dominic Cobb gets his toughest assignment yet, he'll assemble a team of experts, including this small boy who can suddenly learn to make complex dream mazes after doodling, a chemist who is literally the worst driver ever, and a sidekick whose only job is to explain the plot.
In a dream, you can cheat architecture into impossible shapes. 5 minutes in the real world gives you an hour in the dream. In the dream state, your conscious defenses are lowered. You can't wake up from within the dream unless you die. Raw, infinite subconscious. Nothing is down there, except for whatever might have been left behind by anyone sharing the dream who's been trapped there before.
And yet even the characters in the movie can't figure out what's going on.
So what happens when we die?
What's a kick?
If this is my dream, why can't I control this?
Whose subconscious are we going into exactly? Just trying to understand. How could you understand?
You don't understand.
To get back his children, Cobb's team will have to fight anonymous dream soldiers who have no idea how to hit anything with an automatic weapon or duck. A movie so complex, it requires intense concentration at every moment, which is really difficult when this guy goes over important plot points in a heavy accent.
My main competitor is an old man in poor health. His son will soon inherit control of the corporation.
A supposedly original film that's actually just The Matrix, except with creepier extras and unclear rules. Witness Leonardo DiCaprio fight his way through any physical challenge, but struggle to squeeze through an alleyway. Immerse yourself in the dreams of Christopher Nolan, which apparently don't include sex, flying, or any other things normal people dream of. A dreamland where you can think of literally any weapon.
Mustn't be afraid to dream a little bigger, darling.
But for some reason only dream up small to medium-sized guns. Seriously, they couldn't dream up a tank or something? Starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Indian Seth Rogen, Fivehead, the cast of The Dark Knight Rises, George Takei, the son from Third Rock from the Sun, and a dreidel. Inception. If Cobb couldn't enter the country, couldn't Michael Caine just fly the kids out to him? Whatever. From the director of the King Kong Universal Studios ride comes a film adaptation of the overly dense nerd Bibles that employed an entire nation. When an evil vagina awakens, it's up to this hobbit and this fantasy boy band to destroy its jewelry, prompting these unlikely heroes to embark on an 11-hour New Zealand tourism commercial rife with walking, roaming, hiking, more walking, and strolling. Join our heroes as they face ruthless armies of Middle-earth, all vying for the most powerful object in the world, the One Ring to rule them all, which does absolutely nothing besides turn you into an invisible crack addict. Behold a quest so long, these hobbits will need to be carried by horses, carried by orcs, carried by trees, carried by eagles, and carried by hobbits.
I can't carry it for you, but I can carry you!
Meet characters whose names are so complicated only a linguist could remember, like
Gandalf,
Frodo,
Bilbo,
Sauron,
Saruman,
Aragorn, son of Arathorn, Boromir,
Faramir, Arwen, Gimli, son of Gloin, Isildur, Morgoth,
Galadriel,
Caras, Galathon,
Theodred, Grima Wormtongue,
Legolas, Thranduil,
Sam.
from the award-winning visual effects team that launched the career of one man who must now wear skin-tight spandex and face dots for the rest of his life, comes a movie bursting with so much manly compassion, you'll think you're watching Brokeback Mount Doom. A tale that will strive to prove that people of all walks of life can work together as long as they're all white. Seriously, even when they die, they come back whiter. And an adventure where every lead character faces constant mortal danger, but only Sean Bean dies. Gee, haven't seen that before. Starring homeless Magneto, vegan Mortenstein, Gwyneth Paltrow, Morningwood, Zach Galifianakis, Fat Rudy, Game of Thrones reference, Harold and Kumar, Clear Eyes, and Lindsay Lohan, the Lord of the Rings trilogy. A film that took so much of Peter Jackson's life, he didn't want it to end, prompting 5 completely separate endings that go on and on forever, making it really hard to hold in your pee. The Lord of the Rings trilogy. A film with such fake emotional stakes, Gandalf will sacrifice himself for his friends, only to somehow come back to life, making it not really a sacrifice. And a story where the protagonists can't win their own battles without convenient ghost armies, living trees, and magic eagles.
The eagles are coming!
The Lord of the Rings trilogy. I can't believe we're only halfway through this Peter Jackson nerdgasm.
Η δεύτερη ομάδα με την πιο κανιβαλιστική ιδέα για τα χολιγουντιανά blockbuster που ουσιαστικά μας δουλεύουν είναι οι Cinema Sins. Εμφανίστηκαν πριν από 4 εβδομάδες μόλις και έχουν στο ενεργητικό τους 5 βιντεάκια. Το κόνσεπτ εδώ μπορείς να πεις ότι μοιάζει λίγο με τα honest trailers. Αφηγητής σχολιάζει σε παρανοϊκά γρήγορη ταχύτητα τα λάθη, τις απιθανότητες και ό,τι στραβό συμβαίνει σε ένα φιλμ, δίχως να νοιάζεται για τα spoilers. Τα everything wrong with διαρκούν συνήθως γύρω στο 3 λεπτό και σε αφήνουν λιγάκι μαλάκα με τα ερωτήματα που θέτουν, δημιουργώντας ένα σχετικό μπαζόμετρο που στο τέλος σου βγάζει το αρνητικό σκορ. διάλεξε να δούμε τις αμαρτίες που μέτρησαν στα The Dark Knight Rises, The Avengers και The Hunger Games. Κάνεις νέο σηκώτη.
DC Comics.
Favor of yours.
What? Totally just dangling on a still rope. Absolutely zero security at Wayne Manor. Nipple bed. Heist. Alfred tells you how the movie will end 17 minutes in. Blake knows exactly where to go to find Gordon. Blake knows Wayne is Batman because of a f***ing look on his face. Doesn't use Batman voice in hospital even though he's wearing a mask. Who the f*** is this? Cop should be able to trace a cell phone without a call being made. Batman gets pickpocketed. Magical robo-knee brace. Alfred suddenly knows everything about Bane. Where the hell did the motorcycles come from? Daytime when they go in the tunnel, nighttime when they come out. Ooh, is that a Galaxy Note? Well, it's Batman's Galaxy Note now. Ridiculous clean slate concept. This guy falls down for no reason. Uses Batman voice to talk to himself.
So that's what that feels like.
Alfred whines like a little bitch and breaks up with Batman. Illegal stock market trades made during an armed takeover are allowed to stand. Oh snap, better trust this bitch we know nothing about.
At the end of borrowed time you've all been living on.
What? Bane tickles a man to death off screen.
Mr. Wayne.
Wait, is she actually surprised that Wayne is Batman? Bane hits air, Batman goes down. This is not Batman. This is a in a Batman costume. Bane knows exactly where the R&D lab is, even though it's off the books. So, Bane flew halfway around the world to the prison hole just to taunt Wayne, only to fly back to Gotham?
Day in the sun.
What? A woman in a men's prison justified by a cartwheel. Every available cop sent down to the sewers at once. Doctor turns reactor into nuke in 2 minutes flat. Police officer just now realizing that guns kill. Gotham football team draws fewer fans than Jacksonville. Hines Ward shows acting range by returning kickoffs. Blake says, screw it, guns are good again. Why didn't they just blow up this bridge like the others? US government does basically nothing to help Gotham. If this were the Avengers, we'd have nuked the city just to kill Bane. Bane does an Adam Sandler impression.
Gotham is yours.
Why is Bane keeping the police alive? And that, folks, is the basis of chiropractic medicine. Liam Neeson isn't killing anyone in this scene. Bruce gets crucial plot details from his own hallucinations. Wait, is Catwoman a lesbian? This wall actually still looks pretty easy to get over. The prison hole halfway around the world gets better cable reception than I do. That fall alone would kill it. These guys are terrible at hiding. Bruce destroys his only way of knowing what's going on in Gotham. Would you just climb out of the pit already? Sudden stupid bad omen. Did he teleport into the city? Eventual bad guy helps good guys find the bomb. He's the street artist that Gotham deserves, but not the one it needs right now. Also, Christopher Nolan just ripped off The Crow. Another guy falls down for no reason.
Count to 5, then throw.
1, 2, 3... Dude, she knows you're Bruce Wayne. You can chill out with the voice. Cops with batons charge machine guns and tanks, and most don't die. Remember how his back is broken and his knee has no cartilage? Plot twist turns Bane into a lovesick puppy dog. Catwoman's surprise save the day surprises no one. Would it kill you for once to just say I'm Bruce Wayne and stop being so cryptic? This nuke with a 6-mile blast radius would definitely have incinerated Batman. We didn't die in the blast, but the radiation will certainly kill us. Hooray! Oh yeah, Alfred's in this movie. Isn't this the same ending as The Postman?
Robin.
Oh, give me a f***ing break. No one notices the most famous recently dead person in the world sitting at this cafe. This is a Tesseract, and that's pretty much all you'll ever know for sure about it. Secret military research facility on brightly lit exposed mesa. Helicopters do not need to follow roadways. Coulson wears sunglasses at night. Nick Fury's character development literally begins and ends with eye patch. Exciting superhero movie starts with plotting exposition. Possibly racist movie kills 2 Asian extras in a row. Tesseract powers allow for mind control by tapping the center of the chest. Dangerous energy source, space doorway with gamma radiation? Screw it. Transport by hand. The bulletproof vest fake out. First action piece of major superhero film is a boring car chase. This scene does not contain a lap dance. Bruce Banner is hiding out where only little girls and S.H.I.E.L.D. can find him. S.H.I.E.L.D. answers to 4 people on vertical plasma screens. Bad guy henchmen running laps. Loki's scepter is also a space phone. The helicarrier is hella stupid. Cloaking device is dumb, but I also don't know why they're hiding. Cap pays off a bet he never technically accepted. We're sweeping every wirelessly accessible camera on the planet. Loki makes grand appearance changes that barely change his appearance. Attacks Germans but lectures them in English. Did he just jump from a plane? You know, the Nazis had pieces of flair that they made the Jews wear. Late night kidnap, brotherly argument on a mountain. Superhero pissing contest. Supervillain prisoner left unattended. Superhero pissing contest number 2. Cap and Iron Man almost kiss. Mighty helicarrier basically neutered by one freaking arrow. Clearly no radio in his ear, but he pretends to have one. Computer virus delivered by Arrow. For a super soldier, Captain America is a terrible shot. Loki tricks Thor with the old Lucy Charlie Brown football prank. So Loki's plan was to get captured on purpose and then have Hawkeye break him out. But no real objective? Long, boring fight scene between characters we are already trying not to hate. Tesseract mind control powers erased with a simple blow to the head. Fury gives intimidating death stare to a computer screen. Dying person can't finish their last profound statement before dying cliché. Bad news negates the need for medical care. Nick Fury motivates the team by lying about the location of baseball cards. Cap gets AIDS from handling bloody baseball card. Basically indestructible heroes still need Little League pep talk to get up for the big challenge. Thor has trouble picking up his hammer, but it's never explained. Every gadget in this movie has to glow with a blue light. Loki patiently waits for Iron Man to remove the damaged suit, grab a drink, banter a bit, and then put on a new suit instead of just killing him. Too bad Loki's mind control powers only work if the scepter touches the exact center of a person's chest. Generic bad guy soldiers whose abilities and shortcomings are never explained. Why are they even trying to stop an army that we never once see kill or injure a human being? Captain America's really more of a super gymnast than a superhero. Black Widow knows exactly how to handle and fire an alien weapon seconds after picking it up. And suddenly, there was Bruce Banner on a motorcycle. Production design 101. Don't imitate anything from Transformers. Hulk can suddenly control his powers because the story demands it. Thor's lightning turns out to be really effective against the aliens, but he only uses it once. The Council would rather definitely kill everyone in New York with a nuclear weapon than maybe have some die in an alien invasion. Loki gets caught monologuing. Nick Fury fires a missile at an American to stop him from firing a missile at Americans. All the enemy soldiers die like once the mothership is exploded. There is no gravity in space, but Iron Man falls back to Earth anyway. Are Banner and Stark dating now? Credit scene to tease the next movie turns out to be homework assignment. Shawarma scene missed by any moviegoer who didn't realize there would be 2 end credit scenes. So basically, everyone. Reading. Anyone with facial hair like this definitely has herpes. This electric fence hole is even more convenient than the one in Jurassic Park 3.
How many times did your name in today?
42.
If you read the book, you know what this means. I'm guessing. Katniss knows exactly where to turn her head to see Gale. The movie makes Elizabeth Banks ugly.
I volunteer as tribute. I believe we have a volunteer.
Well, that was easy. Futuristic flip-offs require 3 fingers. Or is this British too? Woody Harrelson should never be anyone's mentor. Haymitch's alcoholism is introduced and then immediately solved. The movie came out in 2012, but the fire effects were completed in 1995. She's not training, she's just playing memory. How did this girl get up here?
I used to decorate the cakes down at the bakery.
Right, because Coal Mining District 12, where they eat squirrels, has a bakery with a f***ing cake decorator.
I think you have a shadow.
That's a pretty racist thing to say. This advice should have been given a long time ago.
I'm not allowed to bet.
And yet, strangely, you are allowed to act. How do holograms make these guys' jobs any easier?
45, 44.
Do you really need to vocally count down from 50? If you wanted to see the actual Hunger Games themselves, you'll need to slog through an hour and 8 minutes of the film first. Director of photography, Michael J. Fox. Builds awesome traps she never uses. This death montage illustrates how unimportant these characters are.
She is almost at the edge.
Let's turn her around.
We interrupt this episode of The Hunger Games to bring you The Truman Show. Also, if it's real, forest fire won't put itself out.
She's almost there.
This lady's job description is to describe things on screen that are plainly seen and then
Get a cannon ready.
If Haymitch can be her sponsor and send her gifts, then why the f*** did he waste all that time telling her to do the things that get her sponsors and gifts? How did Will Smith's daughter get up in the tree undetected? Of course there's a wasp's nest right above the bad guys. Is she hallucinating history? Mockingjays respond to any old noise you happen to make. This girl conveniently shows Katniss exactly where the landmines are. And this guy goes chasing after a noise he may be heard. How do they not see her? You know, this might be a good time to use that healing cream. Obligatory closing of the dead eyes. No cannons for these characters. That lady back at the home base must not have done her job. Yeah, this isn't a waste of time or anything. You do know you could die at any minute, right? Shouldn't District 11 be used to their tributes dying? Is a riot really necessary? Isn't she just sitting out in the open in plain view? So Katniss is sitting here crying in the woods, and then we cut to Haymitch trying to persuade the Devilbeard, and then we cut to the Devilbeard trying to persuade his grandpa, and then we cut back to Katniss still crying. Oh, for f***'s sake.
I watched you going home every day. Every day.
Age differences at this point in child development matter. Katniss should easily dominate this other girl. Wanted to simply kill her a minute ago, now wants to monologue. Katniss is surprised the cream worked, even though she used it earlier. If he really is dead, probably not wise to shout his name at this point. Why, yes, that is a dog. The finale is a dog. Correction, the finale is several dogs. Awesome. Bad guy appears out of nowhere. Katniss uses the arrow as a distraction instead of a deadly weapon. They were okay with dogs possibly killing everyone, but the berries, no way.
So what happens when we get back?
I guess we try to forget.
Yeah, me too.
Γέλασες αρκετά? Βάλε τώρα και ΟΤΕ Cinema 3 από τον ΟΤΕ TV, το μόνο κανάλι που προβάλλει αποκλειστικά ελληνικές ταινίες, όλο το 24ωρο χωρίς διακοπή για διαφημίσεις, μόνο από 14,90 ευρώ το μήνα. Από τον κλασικό του παρελθόντος μέχρι τις πιο πρόσφατες παραγωγές στο τρίτο μεγάλο κανάλι ταινιών του ΟΤΕ TV. Και περισσότερος κανιβαλισμός για το φινάλε με σχιζοφρενή δολοφόνο με το πριόνι που δεν κολώνει. Ειλικρινά, μπορούσα να αφήσω αυτή την ευκαιρία να πάει χαμέντη.